However, one space that has been under pressure, yesterday at least, was the two-wheeler space. Now, to be fair, these are stocks that have already hit new highs, but yesterday there was some profit-taking, and the Vahan retail data that we got has been on the weaker side, low single-digit growth coming in the two-wheeler space. Similar is the case for passenger vehicles as well. Jay Kale, who is the Senior Vice President Research at Elara Capital, who tracks this space very closely, joins us now. Jay, hi, good morning. The Vahan data is not very impressive, but do you think it's just a one-month phenomenon, and do you see some kind of recovery? Because the stocks are sitting at fresh highs. So how do you react to that?
Yeah, good morning, Sonia. So, obviously, there has been some softness in February, we have to see, but it's too short a span to look at. We had expected, things to moderate post the festive season. Festive season saw very good, strong double-digit growth. We were expecting that to come to single-digit. Actually, it did not come to single-digit growth in January. So, actually, Jan was to that extent above estimate from a volume growth on the Vahan retail side as well. Feb, we are seeing some bit of that adjustment coming through. But mind, this time around, we have to keep in mind that the marriage season is also preponed to a certain extent. So probably you could see growth to a certain extent accelerating in the next 2 to 3 months. And if I have to look at FY25, I think we are expecting a single-digit growth, 8 to 9% growth for two-wheelers in FY25. So it's still a good space to be in. Of course, stocks have run up, and so has many other auto stocks apart from two-wheelers as well. So you would want to pick and choose in terms of valuation, but I think two-wheelers is still a good space to be in because we are still coming off the lows of the last 1 or 2 years in terms of growth.
Okay, so two-wheelers is still a good space to be in. We have to discuss TVS Motor, right, Jay? Because it's been phenomenal, the rise that we've seen. And we were having this discussion about how the iQube has suddenly sort of taken, the metros by storm. And not just metros, I mean, even tier 2, tier 3 cities. What is your view on TVS Motor now? I agreed it's the valuations are very steep compared to historic averages. But do you think given the success of the iQube and its growth in the EV space, could there be more to go on the upside?
Yeah, I mean, we remain positive on TVS Motor. If you see TVS Motors last 10 years, if you analyze the new model launches success rate for the entire two-wheeler industry, the success rate, has been the highest for TVS Motor. So they do have that knack of launching new models and then those becoming successful. And when they become successful, they kind of garner a larger share of the market. The last 10 years, new model launches have garnered 900 basis points market share just for the new launches for TVS Motor, right? So, and iQube is no different. So they've launched one product that's doing well. Of course, there is some bit of pricing pressure on the EV two-wheeler space, as a whole in the last 2 to 3 months. But eventually that will settle down. And you will see more launches from TVS going forward as well, as the management had highlighted that the next 4 quarters, you will see incrementally more launches, both in the ICE and EV two-wheeler space. So we continue to maintain on a structural side, structurally positive on TVS Motor.
Okay, structurally positive on TVS Motor despite the valuations, being at a premium compared to even its peers and its own historic average. Got that. What about the other stocks in the two-wheeler space? Bajaj Auto, Hero MotoCorp. Bajaj is also sitting at a fresh high now. Hero Moto is now coming back as rural markets recover. What's the call on these two names?
Yeah, so we would, among the two-wheeler pack, we remain positive on TVS, Bajaj and Hero, and we are negative on Eicher Motors. Bajaj, we've seen that the market share gains in the domestic side has continued. So I think that is one of the positive. Exports has kind of bottomed out. Of course, it's a delayed recovery. We need to watch how exports pans out, but it's kind of bottomed out, so that's a positive. And I think the margin delivery for the entire two-wheeler space has been pretty impressive. I think, FY23, we were sitting at volumes 20% below the FY19 peaks, but profitability was above FY19 peaks in terms of the two-wheeler industry. So I think, even Bajaj, in terms of margins, if you see, they've delivered pretty healthy margins despite three-wheeler contribution going down in Q3. So I think profitability is pretty strong. Domestic two-wheeler industry bouncing back. Market share gains for Bajaj. I think, we are positive on that name as well.
Okay, all right, Jay. Thanks so much for stopping by and giving us all of those details on the auto space. But let's